Alright, section, chapter 9, inspection of buried piping. And we're on, inspection, repair, alteration, re-rating, in-service piping, system piping inspection code, American Petroleum Institute, 570, second edition, October 1998. What was that, 34 or 35? All right, inspection buried pipe. The inspection buried piping, buried process pipe is not regulated with the Department of Transportation. Different than the other private piping inspection, but it comes significant external deterioration caused with corrosive soil conditions since the inspection is hindered and by an inaccessible affected area of the piping inspection of the buried piping industry. With the separate with the section API 570, the important non-mandatory reference to underground piping inspection are the following NACE documents recommended practice 0169 0274 0275 and Section 11 of the American Petroleum Institute recommended practice 651. 9-1 type of the method of the instruction inspection. 911 above grade visual surface indication of leak of the buried pipe include with the chain with the surface, the contour over the ground, discolorization, soil softening, paving, asphalt, pool formation, bubbling water puddle with noticeable order, surveying rough of the buried pipe. Number one method of identifying problem areas. 912 closing interval potential survey, closing interval survey, potential survey, perform ground level of the buried pipe can be used to locate active corrosion points of the pipe surface. Corrosion cells can form in the both bare and with the coated pipe with the bare cell will contain the soil, contacts the soil. So the potential of the erosion area of the erosion measurable is different with the adjacent area of the pipe. The location of the corrosion activity can be determined with the survey technique. All right, 913. Pipe coating holiday survey. Pipe coating holiday survey can be used to locate the coating defects of the buried buried coated pipes. It can be used with the newly constructed pipe system to ensure the coating is intact and holiday free. More often, it's used to evaluate the coating serviceability of the building, buried piping that has been in service for an extended period of time. From survey data of the coating effectiveness rate of the coating deterioration can be determined. The information can be used both for predicting corrosive activity in specific areas or forecasting replacement over the coating over the corrosion control. 914 soil resistivity. Corrosion of the bare, poorly coated piping is often caused by a mixture of different soil with the contact with the piping surface. The corrosion with the soil to determine the measurement of soil resistivity. Low level of resistivity, relatively more corrosive with the higher levels, especially with the area with the pipe exposed with a significant change in soil resistivity. Measuring soil resistivity should be performed with a Wiener 4-pin method according to the ASTM G's 57 and K for the parallel pipes and areas of the intersecting pipes. It may be necessary to use a single pinpoint method to accurately measure the soil resistivity. The measure resistivity of the soil sample, the auger holes or excavations of the soil box serves as a convenient method of obtaining accurate result of the depth of the piping. Should consider the sealing method to be used location sample the testing evaluation results to be performed and personally trained with experienced soil resistivity testing. Alright, 915 cathodic protection monitoring. Cathodic protected buried piping should be monitored regularly with assessed for the adequate level of protection. Monitoring should include the periodic measurement of the analysis of the pipe to soil, potential for the personally trained with experience in the cathodic protection system operation. More frequently monitoring of the critical cathodic protection components such as the impressed current rectifiers are required to ensure the reliable system operation. Refer to NACE recommended practice 0169, section 11. The API recommended practice 651 guides applicable to inspection maintaining cathodic protection system of buried pipe. 916 inspection methods. Several inspection methods are available. Some methods indicate external wall condition, piping, whether the other methods are indicate the internal condition. Examples are as follows: intelligent piping. The methods involve the method, the device of the PIG or a pig through a piping either in surface after they have been removed. The surface several types of the are available employing different methods of the inspection time of the line evaluated must be free of the restriction would call the device stick within line 5 diameter method bends usually required since standard 90-degree pipe eels may not be past a peg. The line must also have facility for launching or covering the peg. Video cameras, television cameras are available that can be inserted into the piping. These cameras may provide with visual inspection information, internal condition of the line. Your excavation. In many cases, only the available inspection method can be performed unearthing the pipe without orderly visual inspection external condition of the piping, evaluate the thickness of the internal condition, use the method of the discussed in 542. Care should be exercised to remove the soil from above and around the piping to prevent damage of the line and lining coat. Last few inches of soil should be removed manually to avoid possibility of excavation sufficiently deep. Sides of the trench should be properly shored to prevent their collapse in accordance with the OSHA regulation where applicable. If the coating of the wrapping is deteriorated, damages should be removed in the areas to inspect the condition of the underlying metal. 9.2. Frequency and extent of the inspection of above grades, visual and service of the owner should use the approximately 6-month interval survey service conditions on and adjacent each pipeline pass C911. 922. Pipe to soil potential survey. Closer interval potential survey. Cathodic protected lines may be used to verify buried piping has protected potential throughout its length for poorly coated pipes with a cathodic potential inconsistent with the survey conducted 5-year intervals for verification continuous corrosion control. For piping with non-cathodic protection, area with the leaks have occurred during external corrosion pipe to soil potential survey will be conducted along with the pipe route. Pipes should be excavated site of the active the corrosion cell, but they have located the determined extent of the corrosion damage. Continuous potential profile, closed interval surveys may be required to locate active current erosion cells. 923. Pipe coating holiday survey. The frequent pipe coating holiday survey is usually based on indication of other forms of the corrosion control effective and effective. For example, the coated pipe where these gradual off of the cathodic protection potentials external corrosion leak occurs. Coating to detect in pipe coating holiday survey may be used to evaluate the coating. 924. Soil corrosivity. For piping buried with lengths greater than 100 feet with non-cathodic protection evaluation, soil corrosivity shall be performed in 5 years interval. Soil resistivity measurement may be used relative to the classification. Soil corrosivity 914. Additional factors may warrant the consideration chain of the soil chemistry analysis for the polarization resistant soil pipe interface. Cathodic protection. If the piping is cathodically protected, the system should be monitored intervals according with Section 10 of the NASE Recommended Practice 0169, Section 11 of the API Recommended Practice 651. Alright, external internal inspection interval. The internal corrosion of the buried pipe with expected with the result of the inspection above grade portion of the line with the inspection intervals. Method of the buried portion should be adjusted according with the inspector should be aware of the other and concerned with the possibility with accelerated internal corrosion of the dead legs. External corrosion of buried pipe with the non-cathodic protective to determine either pigging, which can be measured with wall thickness, excavating, or according to the frequency given in table 1. Significant internal corrosion detected by pigging. Other means may require excavation evaluation of the piping is cathodic protected. Piping inspected periodic by excavation should be inspected in lengths of 6 to 8 feet with at one or more locations judged by the more suspectable corrosion. Excavated piping should be inspected with the full circumference for the type of the extent of the corrosion, plating of the general with the condition of the coating. Inspection reveals the damaged coating of the corroded pipe. Additional piping should be excavated but until the extent of the condition is identified with the average wall thickness is or below the retirement thickness and shall be repaired or replaced. If the piping contained inside the casing of the pipe, the condition casing should be inspected to determine the water and soil that has been entered with the casing, and the inspector should verify the following: a both ends casing and extend beyond the ground line the ends of the casing when the seal of the casing is non self-draining, the pressure carrying pipe properly coated and wrapped. 927. Leak testing intervals. Alternatively, supplement inspection is leak testing liquid pressure at least 10% greater than the maximum operating pressure. Intervals 1/2 length is shown in Table 9.1. Minimum piping not cathodic protected. Same intervals shown in Table 9.1. Cathodic protected piping leak test should be maintained with a period of 8 hours or hours for the initial pressurization of the piping system. Pressure should be noted and necessary for the line pressurized. Original test pressure isolated with a pressurized source. If remainder of the test period pressure decreases more than 5% of the piping should be visualized and inspected external and inspected internal. Find leak with the extension for the corrosion soil measurement. May be helpful locating leak during leaking test. Buried pipe also may be surveyed by integrity of using temporary corrective volumetric pressure test method. The other leak test methods involving acoustic examination addition with tracer fluid, pressurized lines such as helium sulfide, hexafluoride, and tracer added surface fluid. Owner shall use conformal suitable process product. Table 9.1. Frequency inspection buried piping without effective cathodic protection. Soil resistivity of the centimeter. Inspected years greater than less than 2005 or 2010, 10,015. Repairs buried pipe repairs to buried piping systems. 931. Repairs to coatings. Any coating removed with the inspection should be renewed and inspected appropriately. For coating repairs, inspection should be absorbed with the coating repairs following criteria. Sufficient adhesion of the pipe to prevent unifilm with the mitigation of the moisture. Sufficient ductile resistant cracking. Free of the voids, the gaps of the coating holidays. Sufficient strength with the resist the damage of the handling of the soil stress. It can support and supplement cathodic protection. In addition, coating repairs must be tested by using high voltage holiday detector. Detector voltage should be adjusted with the appropriate value of the coating material thickness and any holidays found with the repair were tested. 932. Clamp repairs. Piping links of the clamp and reburied. Location of the clamp should be logged. An inspection record may be the surface marked with both marked and recorded noted of the day the installation location of the clamp. All clamps considered the temporary. The piping should be permanently repaired with the first opportunity. 933. Welding repairs. Welding repairs should be made in accordance with A2. 94. Records. Record system buried piping should be maintained in accordance with 76. Additional records for the location, date, and installation of temporary clamps should be made. And Appendix A is inspector certification. And going through how to get this certification. Technical inquiries, examples of repairs, and that completes the chapters for piping, inspection code, inspection, repair, alteration, re-rating, and service of the piping system, API 572nd edition, October 1998.